Hi, it's Rachelette from Moments to Milestones, and I'm here today with our newest card class featuring papers and dies from Dare to Be Artsy, their Feeling Groovy collection. So we have this step card, we have a slider card with a little roller skate, and then we have this pop-out die here. Very cute. So we're going to make these 3 cards. That's what's included in your kit if you buy a kit. You get written instructions with pictures and a list of the supplies I used to create the kit. You will also get this handout from Dare to Be Artsy, talking about their hide and seek die, which did that pop-out feature, kind of instructions on how to put that together. So we will get started. We're going to start with this step card. And this one will go together pretty easy. What makes this nice is so that they have patterned paper with these images, you know, printed all over the paper, and then they have a stamp and die set, but the dies also work in the paper. So all the coloring, it matches, it's all done for you. It kind of makes it easy to use. So let's see. The first thing we're going to do is take this border strip piece, and we're gonna slide it in behind and attach it only. So in your step card you have these 2 strips and you have the center panel, so you're going to slip it in behind, and then you're just going to glue it to those side panels, and I'm just going to center it on there. So I am going to put a couple strips of glue on either side, paper. And you can use wet glue if you want, then you have a little wiggle room. And you might be easy to open it up as well. So that's what I'm going to do. And get it centered. Press. Make sure no adhesive is showing. I'm good there. So now it looks like that. And then you should have one long panel that will fit here, and I'm working with some scraps here, and I'm going to cover it up with that sentiment anyway, so I am just going to piece those together. I'll put it in the front. Let's see if I can make this work where no one can see what I'm doing. If I want that in there, I'm going to cut it right in there. So you won't have to do that. You'll just have one panel that fits in there perfectly. I just didn't want to cut into a whole nother piece of paper for this one panel. So, and you can't see it here on the card because it's covered up, but I did leave some white, but it won't really matter because you're going to cover it up. Put there, and then I'll put this one over the top. Alright, and then this green strip is going to go right down there. And in this I didn't pop up, I just glued it straight on there. I'm just going to put some adhesive on this portion because we don't want to put it on the ends or we'll glue our card together. Alright, and then I am going to use some foam on these other elements. So for the van, and I don't want to put it here in the corner so it doesn't stick my card together, so I'll stick it right in there. I'm just going to make sure, yep, we're good. And then this one I glued straight down. I didn't pop it up, but you could if you wanted. I wish I could slide that over a little bit. I'm going to see. Oh yeah. There, I like that better. I just like that they were touching across the bottom, so that's up to you. It's just a preference. And then I have this little floral bunch I'm going to put up here in the corner. so it will still fit in an envelope. So, all right, that one was quick and easy, so that card is completed. All right, our next card is Let the Good Times Roll, Hippie Birthday. So, all the little elements out here. All right. So let's first take your card base, and I'm going to put down this green cardstock. Okay. And now we're going to work on that slider element. So what you're going to need, you should have 4 circles, 4 white circles, and this checkered piece with your slider track cut out. So a couple things. On mine, I'm going to see if I can see this in the camera. If you can see that I have attached my roller skate with 2 different slider pieces, like mechanisms, I don't know what you want to call them, because when I just used one, my roller skate was it would slide, but it was also spinning, and I kind of wanted it to just roll. Now it doesn't roll as easily as it would if there were just one, because when it comes over that hump, you gotta kind of wait for the other one. It does work. So today I'm only going to use one so you can see the spin, and then you can decide for yourself. But I gave you 4 so that you had the option to do 2 or to do 1. So let's do 1. I'll show you how to add the second if you decide you don't like it. Okay, so what you're going to need is these 2 circles, and you're going to need foam circles as well, small foam circles. So I'm using today these scrapbook adhesive 3D foam circles. There's 2 different sizes in this package. I'm going to use the smaller. So I'm just going to pop one of those out of there. And I am going to put it in the center of one of those circles, just like so. And then I'm going to take that circle and place it behind my track so that that foam is running right in that track, and it really works perfect. It's the perfect size. And I'm going to pull it all the way to the end. And I'm going to take my other circle, I'm going to peel off the backing of the foam, and then I'm going to take this other circle and lay it right on top like so. And now you can see how it goes back and forth. So whatever you stick to that circle is going to go back and forth. Because this roller skate is rather large and kind of, you know, it's a centered shape, like it's bigger on one end. So where you put it, it is going to also spin. So we're not going to put it on yet. What we need to do is put foam on the back of this before we put it down. Now, if I decide later I want to tuck in another piece of foam, that's what's nice about using these. Some people use pennies. Sometimes they're a little too heavy. That's what's nice about just using some paper circles. I can easily tuck those in and add them later if I need to. So we're going to set those aside for now, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So we're going to pop up the back, otherwise this won't move freely, so we need to pop it up. So let's do that. Find some foam strips. And you just kind of want to stay away from the track a little bit so that those, I mean, you don't want to put foam right up next to this, then it can't move. So you want to, you know, stay away from it, oh, a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and you should be good there. All right, I have all the backing removed, and you can see that I stayed away about a 1/2 inch away from the track all the way around, so that still moves freely. Okay, and I want to quickly say, if you have the written instructions, In the instructions, I only talk about using one of these slider circles, and because I gave you extra, if you want this to be sturdier, you can glue these on top of, so you know it's like double strength. So that's what I meant, that you would just glue this circle right on top of that one. It would make it a little bit stronger. It's not necessary. I just I wasn't quite sure how to explain 2 sliders in written instructions. So if you're watching this video, you'll get that instruction here. So this is ready, the backing's removed, and I'm just going to put it on the center of the green. Press that in. Okay, and now sometimes it helps if you put a little baby powder in that, will help it slide better, but it should be good. It's sliding pretty good now. All right, so now you're going to use one more piece of foam. I'm going to put a foam square on top of that white circle, and then I'm going to pull over as far as I can and then figure out, I want it centered on my roller skate. So I want my roller skate when it's over to be on the card, if that makes sense. So I don't want it over here, so I wouldn't want to glue it right there. So I'm going to pull all the way over, pull the backing off, and then put my roller skate on top like so. So now it's attached, and you'll see what I mean. See how it rolls and slides and moves. And it's going to spin around and around. And I think that's fun with a roller skate, and our card says let the good times roll, so it makes sense. If you don't like that it spins and you want it to have a tighter movement, I'm going to gently peel this off and show you how you would do that. Okay, so we're going to take this other circle and I'm going to slide it in to the track, just center it, put another piece of foam, a circle this time, inside. All right, I'm going to peel off the backing and put the other circle on top. Now we have 2 sliders. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to put another foam on this. And the foam's going to help because we're going to have stuff over here. It'll help pop up the roller skate so it doesn't get caught on anything. So I'm going to put them pretty close together. Remove that other backing. I'm going to put them about that close together, and then I'm going to stick my roller skate on. And now when it slides, it's just going to go back and forth and it won't spin. So if you like that spin, which I think is fun, you can do it that way. If you don't, then you can do it like that. Okay, so now you've seen both ways. So now we're going to build up the rest of the card. You have this pink circle that says let the good times roll. We're going to glue that down. It's going to go up here in the corner. I have it pulled all the way. You can leave it at the checkered. I went all the way to the green. It's up to you. It would work either way. And then we have the hippie birthday, and that is also glued straight down. And I have it just sitting under, I've lost my sample so you can see what we're doing here. Let's do that. There it is. And I have it all the way to the edge of the green as well, just below the sentiment. Let the good times roll, hippie birthday. And then we're going to use foam and pop up these remaining flowers. So I need 3 pieces. 1. Remove the backing. And I have one of them over here. I'm going to put one up here. Another right there. All right. And that card is finished. All right, our final card. Even the sun is jealous of the way you shine. Here comes the sun. Okay. All right. So let's just jump right in. We don't need any of this, right? Well, we need our card base, all the white pieces. So we need this pop-up feature here and this rectangle, and they have lots of score lines on them. So we'll start with a rectangle, and it's actually going to go this way. So with the score lines on your right, we're going to fold them back and under. So you'll end up with something that looks like that. Okay. And then on this piece, there's score lines here, here, and here. So you're gonna have this looking at, you're gonna pull everything towards you. Okay, so I'm gonna do those two lines first. And then on those, like the angled ones, I'm just gonna like try to bring that angle in on each one. And then I'm going to push from behind because we already scored that, so it should be good to go. So I'm going to push from behind and see how it crashes, like pulls in, like so. Okay, and then we're going to do that same thing to the other side. So I'm going to work those angles, and then I'm going to push, and you're going to end up with this piece that looks like a U. I'm going to get a bone folder just to make sure everything's laying nice and flat. I'll do it on this one too. Alright. So it looks like this. Okay. And now you're going to open your card base in front of you. And you can see there's the back where you can see that flap, and then here you can't see the flap behind it. So you want this longer end, and there's a little flap here. Okay, there's a score line right there. That's how you want it to look, and we're going to glue it inside of our card like that. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece right here and I'm going to put glue on it. So I was trying to decide if I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use score tape or a double-sided tape. You can use wet glue too if you want. So let me peel off that backing. So now that whole little trapezoid shape is covered with adhesive. And I'm going to flip it over and just pick a center spot in my card. It could be all the way, it's up to you. The sun is going to pop out like that, so I just have mine in the center. So I'm going to pull my card up so that I know it's against the fold. And then press down. Okay, so now that portion is on. So now we're going to put glue on this spot here, but not the flap. This flap right here, we're going to glue this onto it so that this is how it's going to work. Okay, so we're just putting it, we're putting it to the left of that score line. Okay, so just that trapezoid shape again. All right, so I have the tape on that trapezoid shape. And I know I told you I was going to close the card on it. For some reason that's not making it where it will lay flat. So what I'm going to do instead is push this over and attach it to the front that way. And then close my card, and then I'm just going to reinforce that score line. And now we have, and it opens flat. What I want it to be able to do is open flat so we can get this piece on there. So it would open all the way and close. Okay, and you still have this flap that's not attached. So now we're going to take this with this part curled under, and we're going to attach it to that just like that. So let's put some adhesive on there. All right, so I have adhesive on this flap, and I'm just going to lay this piece right on top of it, like so. Give it a good seal. All right, so now, like so. And then the last little bit to attach this rectangle piece is we're going to flip it over here, and this flap that's showing, we need adhesive there. All right, so keeping that flap turned in, and then we're just gonna press it flat. So you can still see a score line right there. You don't want to fold it all the way over, it's not gonna work, okay? Just like so, and now when we close our card, our pop-up feature is working, okay? So this is a cool, I believe it's called hide and seek, but if you want a landscape style card and you open it, you can have two things popping out of the sides, okay? And that's kind of the instruction sheet included what they show you, so you could do it like that. Okay, we're going to use it like this, and we're only going to use, you can see we only have the sun coming out at the top, so we don't need this one. So what I'm going to do is just go in there and snip it off. All right, we're just going to get rid of that. So now we just have the one piece popping up. All right, so our little feature is made inside. Let's decorate the outside, and then we'll move to the inside. So on the outside of this card, again, I'm working with some scraps. I didn't want to cut into a whole piece of paper just for this, and I like this green, and I'm going to still use that strip. So mine's going to look like this, but you should have a floral paper that you're going to glue to the front, and it should have a white border all the way around. So I'm going to put that in the center. Okay. And then I'm going to put my strip. You'll have a striped strip to put there. We're just going to put that in the center of the card. So, and then we're going to pop up the sentiment. Pull off the backing, and then I'll just put that in the center. All right, so there's the center of the card. And now we're going to open up and decorate the inside. So let's do that so you can see what that looks like. Maybe. Okay. So we should have, I'm missing my green piece. Oh, now there's the green piece, and we're going to glue that down to our little rectangle pop out portion. So that just goes centered on there. Okay. And then you have a yellow tag with a sentiment, and then you should also have a piece of twine, which I also don't have. Now I popped up my Here Comes the Sun. You don't have to if you don't want to. There is a lot of dimension with this card, so already. So if you don't want to add any more, you don't have to. Just center that on the tag, and then I'm just going to glue the tag onto the green. You know what else I don't see? I don't know what happened to my cloud. I had that too. Oh well. So I'm going to stick this right here, and then if you have the twine, you can either pull it through, tie a bow, however you want to do that. So now let's put our sun on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put adhesive on this strip like so. There's a couple ways you can do this. So you can just, while it's right here, put it in there. But if you want to kind of have an idea of what it's doing while it's in there, then you could, you know, hold it there and then close it on there and press. I think the easiest way, if you can see, when this is open, the sun is not inside that rectangle. It's right on the outside. So you don't want to like tuck it in there, or you think you're going to have trouble with it going in and out. You don't want to tuck it too much. So if you look at the back of mine, it's not centered on that strip. Now I wanted my son, as you opened it, to be straightforward, and then he's kind of looking that way. But if when you open it, you want your face, so you can, you know, make that adjustment, however you want to do it. So I'm going to open it up, put my son on there, press, and now he goes right in. Now you should also have a cloud and some sort of strip. Some of the strips may look like this, some may look like this, and they are a little bit longer than they needed to be, just in case. So I'm just going to mark mine and trim it. And I'm just going to trim with scissors. I'm going to be real brave here. And I'm going to stick that on. The main thing I want to tell you about that cloud is, if you have it hanging off of this rectangle too much, when you close your card, you're going to have a cloud sticking out. So you'll want to make sure that when you put it on there, that when you close, it stays within the card. Okay? And that completes that card and this video. So I hope you enjoyed these cards. I thought they were really fun. If you're interested in a kit, you can find us on the web, www.frommomentstomilestones.com, and we have card kits there. This is called Feeling Groovy. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.